Good day everybody, and welcome to another video from JY Heating Tech. Today's video is aimed at trying to shed some information about how to save gas on your heating and hot water in your domestic boiler at the property. Try and keep that at a minimum. This has been a question that I've been asked by a lot of customers, how to minimize gas consumption for heating and hot water purposes. Any property, it doesn't matter how big or small it is completely different from any other property. It's quite unique in a sense of how much insulation is in the property, how big it is, how good the heat loss from the property is. So that will dictate how much central heating that property requires. So even the hot water, when you're using the hot water, how many bathrooms, how far is the bathroom is away from your boiler or your hot water cylinder, and also how much consumption of that water. So there is no universal theory about how to save gas on heating and hot water. The only advice I usually give a lot of customers are, for the central heating, it's quite simple. Keep the boiler temperature down. So every boiler has got temperature for central heating minimum of 45 or 40 degrees and the maximum 75. I always tell people keep it at 60 degrees so the boiler is not working at maximum to heat up your house. And the other thing, you must, by regulation of building regulations, you must have a thermostat. And in technical terms, we call that interlock device. So you set out your room, your thermostat at 21 degrees. Once that room where the thermostat is reaches 21 degrees, it will shut down. So if you bring down that temperature from 21, let's say, to 18, that will save you also gas, because it will prevent the boiler from working all the time. Also, if you have a big property, you've got a lot of rooms, try and turn the radiators down on the rooms that you do not use, because there's no point of heating up space that you're not using. I do not suggest to turn the radiator valves all the way down and cut off that radiator, because if you end up with a very cold room, that is not good for the room. So turn it to a minimum. Have a bit of heat on that radiator to keep that room not heated, but not very cold. And watch out where your thermostat is. Usually thermostats are installed in hallways, in cold places. So some rooms might be hotter than that, and you should be able to regulate that heat in each room through your radiator thermostat to adjust it to your comfort level. So basically, for the central heating, keep the boiler temperature down to 60, unless in that winter we hit Arctic weather and you'd think the house is not getting warm enough, then turn it up, because you don't want to be cold in the property. But as a general rule of thumb, keep the boiler temperature to 60, keep your thermostat to 18 degrees, and you will be saving some gas. As the hot water goes, again, there is no rule of thumb as what the hot water temperature is. Some people like very, very hot showers. Some people do not like hot showers. So if you have a combi boiler, try and see if you can turn the hot water temperature at the boiler to 50 degrees and use the water normally. If you think, well, it's not hot enough, turn it up slowly, maybe to 55. If that is not good enough, turn it to the maximum of 60. It's all about what you feel comfortable. But generally speaking, because boilers consume gas while producing heat, if you turn the temperature down, they're going to not use as much gas as they should. If you have a hot water cylinder, every hot water cylinder would have a thermostat attached to it. Again, go to that thermostat, turn it down. Usually it's put at 65, turn it down to 60 and see if it copes with your hot water needs at the property, depending on how people are there, how big is the cylinder. Again, it's too hot, turn it to 55, give it a try and see if it recovers as quick. It's all about you and about your comfort mode, whether it's heating and hot water, what you feel comfortable in that sense. So start with a lowish temperature with the hot water, 50, especially in summer. I would assume that would be enough. It's hot, then just take it from there. Not enough, turn it up to 55, and so on and so forth. I hope somebody has benefited from this video, and we'll see you soon.